Coding is when you tell a computer what to do, like this, and this, or even this. It's serious business and seriously fun. Now we have the computers, and all we need is you. Coming to you live from the NII Explore Studios, it's time for Coding in the Classroom.
Hey everybody, welcome. We are so excited to have everybody with us here today. My name is Philip Craig, and we are so excited to be coming and coding with you. We are going to be doing a lot of different stuff today and moving on into the next few weeks, but we're not going to be doing it alone. We have brought along a coding expert, one Mr. David Yun. David is going to pop himself up in the meeting as well. We are so excited to see him. Oh, there he is. And there's one other thing I want you guys to know. This is not a recording. We are coming to you totally live, which means there may be some bloops, there might be some blurps, but the advantage of that is that you get to talk right to us. We can communicate with one another. There's a few different ways to do that. So David, can you walk us through how we can communicate with one another?
Absolutely. Thank you, Philip, for that introduction. Okay, if I share my screen with you here, let me tell you, and Philip, can you see my screen okay when I do that?
Sure can.
Excellent. Some of you have already been doing this, which is awesome. I saw it coming through while we were waiting. Is the first way you can interact with us is by hitting the React button. So let's go ahead and try that out. So if you go to your top toolbar here in the Teams call and you hit that smiley face where it says React, you can try sending us a heart or a laugh or a thumbs up, anything like that. Philip, as you're letting
a lot of hearts right now,
see any reactions?
Yeah, I'm seeing lots of reaction, lots of hearts, a couple laughs, but yeah, lots of reactions coming in. That's what we love to see.
Excellent. So that is one way that you can interact with us today live in the moment. Now, the next way that you can interact with us is through the Q&A. So you'll notice that the chat is disabled in this call, but the Q&A is not. So if you click on that Q&A button up there, what that allows you to do is that will let you send a message directly to me and Philip. Now, you won't be able to see your classmates' messages or anyone else in the call, but Philip and I will be able to see whatever you write to us. So if at any point today you have a question about coding, about science, about math, you can ask it to Philip and I using that Q&A button. So let's go ahead and test that out. Try sending a question to me and to Philip. For example, maybe you say, Philip, what's your favorite color? Or Philip, what's your dog's name? Or David, have you ever lost to Mr. Gowan in a race? Anything like that, go ahead and type your questions into the chat, and Philip will read out some of these questions. What do we got, Philip?
So the first thing, Colton, just saying hi. Hi, man. Nice to see you. We have Anna saying hello, Ryan saying hello. Lots of people just wanted to say, hey, glad to be here.
Miss Bray is saying, Miss Bray, I believe, is one of our teachers, is asking us 6-7 question mark. Interesting. I didn't know that the teachers were into that too.
All right. Piper is saying, how old are you? Really old, Piper. You're going to see that.
I don't even know if Piper can count as high as our age. It's such a big number.
Yeah. Jack is saying, hey, do you have a dog? I do. Her name is Lucy. She's a Bernedoodle, and she's delightful. Woo! Jack Stanley says, how do you do? Jack Stanley, I do just fine. Thank you for that. So yeah, this is good. Lots of people. Oh, what's your favorite animal? That's a great question.
My favorite
favorite animal.
Yeah, sorry, you go
David,
first,
you want to take that one?
Okay, sure. My favorite is a humpback whale. All right, Philip, sorry for interrupting you. What's your favorite?
Whale. I grew up on a farm. I'm a big cow guy. They're a noble creature.
Okay.
I like that. Rosalind also has a great question, and this kind of gets us back on topic. She's asking, how long have you been coding?
Oh,
And
what's
I've
a
been
group
coding a
project?
long time, but I've been teaching coding for about 6 years now. So I've done a lot of different coding lessons. And the only person who's a better coding teacher than I am is David Young. So David, he's going to come into a lesson, but there's
I think this
what are
next
we
thing
going to
is
do
going to
next,
work.
David?
I think it's going to work. Let's try it.
Okay.
So, like we were saying, in addition to you asking us questions, which you've all been doing through the Q&A, there's also the ability for us to ask you questions. And I think it's going to work this time. Let's test it out. Is I'm going to try putting up a poll question for all of you to answer one of my questions. So I'm going to hit launch here, and let's fingers crossed that this works. You should see a poll pop up on your screen. Do you have it, Philip?
Sure do.
Excellent. So today we're going to be coding through a platform called Scratch. So my question to all of you is, have you coded with Scratch before? Now go ahead and click on one of those answer choices. So the poll might pop up on your screen front and center, or you might have to click the bubble at the top that says chat, and it should open the poll question. So I'm going
I love
to answer yes, that I have done Scratch before, and see if our results go through. Philip, are we getting any responses? What does it look like the audience
Lots
is
of
saying?
responses. So it looks like about 3/4 of people, about 75%, are experienced Scratch coders. And that's going to help us out today as we're going to be doing a lot of Scratch coding stuff. But if you haven't done, if you're not sure, never never fear, because we're going to walk you through this kind of slow and steady. So with that, David, you want to get started?
Absolutely, Philip. So I think it's time. Wait a minute, I have a slide for it. Let's get coding. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing this screen, and I'm going to bring us over to Scratch. And I'm going to show you what we're going to be making today in Scratch. So if I
All
bring up
right.
my screen with Scratch on it, there we go, not my emails. I don't want everyone to be reading those. If I bring up my Scratch screen, you should see a game here with a very Nemo-looking fish. Is that what you see, Philip, when I share
That's
my screen
exactly
like
what I
that?
see.
Okay, we're going to be making something today called a clicker game. Now, the way a clicker game works is when I hit the green flag to start my game, my fish will move around, and I just have to click on it to score points. So it's moving all around like crazy. I'm trying to find Nemo, as it were. And when I reach a certain score, I win the game. So my crab pops up and says, "You win." So we're going to be making a game just like that today. Of course, if we have time, you should be able to customize it to make it truly your own. All right, how do you actually do that? I'm going to switch over here to a new tab. Now, when you open Scratch and log into your account, you will get a page that looks something like this. If you don't have a Scratch account, that's okay. It just means that you probably won't be able to save your game and go back to it later. So that's why we always recommend making a Scratch account. Now we're going to start by making a completely new project. And the way you do that is by clicking this button along the top bar in purple here that says Create. So I'm going to click that, and it is going to open a new project. Should look something like this. Give us a thumbs up, React, when you have successfully opened a new project. Give us a thumbs up, and Philip will be watching the chat to see if you give a thumbs up.
Yeah, lots of thumbs up. A lot of people are there.
Excellent. Okay. Now that you've created a game, we are going to start by
Sorry,
choosing.
just before we do anything
Oh,
else,
sorry.
really quickly, a bunch of people have their hands raised.
Oh, good
We're
point.
not going to call on you to like answer questions or like speak, but if you do have a question, you can let us know in the Q&A. Or if you ever get stuck, ask a friend beside you, ask your teacher. They'll be able to help you out. But the big thing is, if you have a question, chances are that like 10 other people have the same question. So never fear, make sure you get it out there. But if you have your hand raised, that's probably not how we're going to communicate. Just ask your questions in the Q&A.
That's a great point. Yes, raise your real hand in class and your teacher will come help you. If you raise your hand here, I probably won't see it, but you can ask us questions through the Q&A. That is a great point, Philip. All right, we're going to start by choosing where our game is going to take place. Now, right now, our cat is stuck in this empty white void. Do you see that, Philip?
I do.
So what we need to do is we need to choose a backdrop, a place for our game to take place. The way that I do that is in the very bottom right corner of your screen, you'll see this icon. It looks like a little like mountain picture with a plus sign that says choose a backdrop. I'm going to click on that and I'm going to scroll through all of the options and choose where I want my game to take place. Now, Philip, you were talking about farms earlier, so I think today
Yeah.
I'm going to pick a farm for mine.
Love that.
But I will encourage all of you watching along at school to pick something that you feel speaks to you today. Now, you know, Philip, you were doing this activity at the same time as me, so what did you choose, Philip?
I went for desert.
Ooh, okay. I'm going farm, you are going desert. Now, at this point, I have the default cat sprite in my farm here. Now, a sprite is what you call a character in Scratch that you're going to move around and code on the screen. The default is what they call the Scratch cat, but I actually want to choose a different sprite today. So the way that I'm going to get rid of the sprite that's already there is if I go down to the bottom here where it says sprite 1 and shows the little picture of a cat, I'm just going to hit the garbage can. Now, don't try this with a real cat. I don't recommend throwing a cat in the garbage, but I am going to get rid of my cat by clicking the garbage can and then, yes, delete the cat. Now, in its place, I'm going to choose a new sprite that I want to appear in my game. So I will choose that cat button where it says choose a sprite. I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to scroll through all of the options and decide who my sprite is going to be in this game. Now, I think I'm feeling a little bit wild today, so instead of choosing like a farm animal, maybe I will choose, what would be weird today? Oh, maybe there is a flying hippo on my farm. That's what I'm going to go with. Philip, what did you choose?
I went for a crab in the desert.
Okay.
But that actually gives us a great opportunity in the Q&A. Write down what you put. I see Gunnarsson. He chose space as his backdrop. Hayden has wrote some very nice things. He said, David, you're looking good. So that's good.
Very nice.
A bunch of people saying, hey, are we supposed to be in Scratch now? Yes. If you're not currently in Scratch, make sure you get to Scratch. But in the Q&A, just post, what is your sprite? What is your background? And then that will allow us to kind of visualize what kind of games we're going to be making.
Yeah, so I've got flying hippo on a farm. Philip's got crab in the desert. Let us know in the chat, in the Q&A, what you have.
Colton has a squirrel in space.
Excellent.
Good combo. With Gunnarsson, he also did space, which is good.
Barrett has a beach ball, I see.
Yeah, chose a beach ball, which is going to be great for the type of game we're going to be making.
What else do we have? We have Baylor has a bedroom with Abby in it. Abby is one of the sprites. I see Ada has a soccer field with a goalie. That's very on brand.
Yeah. Scarlet, a fox in the galaxy, also a space themed.
Excellent. Lily, I see,
Piper,
has a dog in space.
Oh, a dog in space? Yeah, Piper has a flamingo because a flamingo is her favorite animal.
Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah. Oh, amazing. All right, David, what's next?
Oh, these are perfect. I'm glad so many people were able to get to this point. Okay. Next thing is, now that I've picked a sprite and a backdrop, I'm going to come up with a name for my project based on that, because right here, it just says my game is called Untitled. So up here at the top of my screen, I'm going to choose a name for my game. So I'm going to call my game Flying Hippo Farm. What are you going to call your game, Philip?
Amazing, Beautiful Crab Desert, or ABCD for short.
Excellent. I love it. All right, everyone, I'll give you a second. Up where it said Untitled, I just want you to replace that with a name for your game. It could be something about your sprite and your backdrop that you chose, but it doesn't have to be. It could just be like Philip's Awesome Game or something like that. Right.
If you do put your name in it, and you share it, it's just a little easier to identify who did what as well.
Yeah, that's a great point. Okay. I think we're ready to start coding. What do you think, Philip?
I've been born ready. So excited.
All right. Now, if you've done Scratch before, you might know that all of our Scratch code always starts with the same block. And it is something called when green flag clicked. So over here, I'll just give you a quick tour. On the left side of your screen are all of your different coding blocks that you can use. In the center is where you're actually going to be creating your code. And then on the right is this preview window that shows you what your game looks like so far. So on the very left, I want you to find the button that says Events. It's like a yellow circle. You're going to click on that, and we are going to choose the very first event block, when green flag clicked. You're going to click and drag that block out into our coding window, and I will just make it a little bit bigger so everyone can see. So again, you go to Events, when green flag clicked, click and drag that into our coding window. And you've just written your first line of code. So for all of those people that had never used Scratch before, give yourselves a pat on the back. You have now successfully written the first line of code. Okay, we should add something below that. What do we want to have happen when we start our game? Now we're going to create something called a score variable. And that's because for it to be a fun game, we want to be able to keep score. If you think about, Philip, what's your favorite sport?
Volleyball.
Do they keep score in volleyball?
They certainly do.
Absolutely, they do. Okay, so we want our game to have a score involved. Now, the way that we're going to do that is we're going to add something called a variable. If you go to your left-hand side of your screen, here where there's an orange circle, it says the word variable. And right there, I am going to click that, and then I am going to make a variable. I'm going to click that button, and I'm going to type in score, and then hit OK. And you will see that up pops up on the screen. It says score 0. So we've just created a score variable. The next thing we need to do is we need to tell the game that when the game starts, it should do something to the score. So once again, I'm going to go back into this section where the variable blocks are. Now I'm going to grab this one that says set my variable to 0. I'm going to put it under my when green flag clicked block. So now I have these two lines of code. But instead of saying set my variable to 0, I'm going to make it set score to 0. So again, these are the two blocks I have so far. So in variables, I went to this one, set my variable to 0, and then I just changed my variable to score. Okay, I'm going to leave this up on the screen so everyone can get a chance to get caught up. But while I do that, I'm going to try bringing up another poll question. So for those of you that are already done this, you can answer my poll question. Here it is. We said set the score to something when we start the game, but what should we set the score to? So here's my poll question for all of you. It should pop up in your Teams call. What should we set the score variable to at the start of the game? Do you want to set it to 0? Should we set it to 67? Or should we set it to infinity? Let me know what you think we should set the score variable to start the game.
Kind of hard to tell.
Philip, are we getting any responses?
We have 0 at about 38%.
Okay.
6, 7, oddly enough, is at 63%. Oh, if someone else votes for 6, 7, it'll go to 67%, which would be poetic.
That would be poetic.
And infinity, 5. So I think the most popular choice is 67. Although I think the most realistic choice is 0. So there you go. Yeah. Dealer's choice.
That's a great point, Philip. Yeah, if you think back to your favorite sport of volleyball, most games start at 0, do they not?
They could, but honestly, that's arbitrary. We can start at 67. It just changes how far we have to go.
All right. Well, we'll start at 0 for our game because I am feeling lazy and I don't want to change my number that I put in there. Okay. So now we have that when you start the game, the score should be 0. The next thing we're going to do here in our code, and again, if at any point you fall behind and you're not sure what to do, just remember I'm going to leave my code up here on the screen so you can look and make your code look just like mine. Your sprite and your picture will look different than mine because you chose like dog and space, for example. But your code in this main central area should look the same as mine. The next thing we're going to do is, Philip, what do you think? Should we score some points?
I think we got to do a few things before we can score some points.
You
Got to
think
do some
so?
coding first.
Yeah, well, we're going to code how to score some points.
All right. How do we
right.
score points in this game?
That's a great question, Philip. I led you into that one. Okay, over here in events, you're going to click on that button that says events, and you're going to grab this third block down. It says when this sprite clicked, and we're going to drag that into our coding window just beside where we have the other code. So again, you go to events, the third one down, when this sprite clicked. Next, we are going to go back to variables, so that orange circle down here. And we're going to click this button, grab this one that says change my variable by 1. I'm going to add it underneath when this sprite clicked. But instead of this my variable, which we're not really using, I'm going to change it again to score. So now this is what our code should look like. It says when you start the game, set the score to 0. When you click on the sprite, change your score by 1. And if I test that out, Philip, do you see this happening when I'm clicking on the sprite? You can see my score is going up by 1 every time. There we go. If I click the green flag to restart the game, the score goes back to 0. There we go. I'm scoring points. When I reset, it goes back to 0. Now, in just a minute or so, I would like to play a little friendly competition where we see who can score the most points the fastest. But before we do that competition, I want to make sure that everyone has the game working just like this so that you can participate in the conversation. So I would like everyone to give Philip and I a thumbs up when your game is working just like this. Once again, give us a thumbs up when your game works like this, where you can press your sprite to score points and you can click your green flag to set your score back to 0.
If for whatever reason you are lost, please give us the surprised face. And you're like, I need some help. We need to go over that again. Okay, a lot of surprise faces here. David, yeah, can you just go over that one more time slowly?
Sure.
Just to make sure we got it, and then we'll start our competition.
Okay. So one thing that people might have missed is, remember, you do have to make a variable called score. So click make a variable under variables called score. And then we just need to make sure that in these blocks here that we set it to score. So sometimes this default my variable comes up. If we do that, nothing's going to happen. We need to make sure it's when green flag clicked, set score to 0. When the sprite clicked, change score by 1. So these are the 4 blocks that we should have. We want it to look just like this. If you're not sure, I've also seen a lot of thumbs up in the chat. So find one of those people in your class that gave us a thumbs up that has it working. Mm-hmm. Go look at their computer, see what they did. Ask them to come over and give you a hand. Or you could also raise your hand, your in-person hand, and get your wonderful teacher to come over and give you some help. I'm going to give you another 30 seconds to a minute, get this sorted out before we do a little friendly competition here.
All right. I love that. We are getting all sorted out, which is amazing. I do just want to say a big thank you for all the teachers joining us today. I saw a bunch of them come in, especially Miss Fletcher's class. I saw Miss Fletcher come in. She also knows a thing or two about coding. A lot of thumbs up. I think they're coming from Miss Fletcher's class.
Excellent. Yeah, I heard some people here are joining us from Huron Heights today, which is actually the school that I went to when I was in grade 5 and grade 6.
Your alma mater.
But I cannot tell you what years I was there because it was before all of these students were born.
They might see your name on some trophies though if they look around.
I think all the trophies were moved to the high school, Philip, when the grade
Oh.
7 and 8s moved to the high school.
All right, should we get into our game?
I think it's time. Okay, let's go over the rules of the game. Here's how we play. I would like you to all click your green flag to set your score back to 0 so that we are all starting on level the ground. Then, when I say go, I want you to click your sprite as fast as you can. I will give you 10 seconds and we'll see who can get the most clicks in 10 seconds. All right, hands off your computer, everyone, so that I know that you're not getting a head start. On your mark, get set, go. Five more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and stop. Hands off your computer. All right, I'm going to try asking another poll question here, Philip. Let's see if this works. Here is my poll question. How many points did you score? So if you want to navigate back over to the Teams call here, you'll see that I put up a poll. How many points did you score?
Not only are people answering in the poll, most people saying 50 or more. Riv said she got 61. Barrett said 65.
Okay.
Bolton just wants me to give a shout out to Mr. Gowan. Mr. Gowan, this one's for you, buddy. There you go. Ooh, lots of people want to shout out Mr. Gowan.
Mr. Gowan sounds like a popular guy.
He is. Boyd also got 67. Eden got 65. Raven 47. Yeah, 54. So I'm seeing a lot of high scores here, David.
Yeah.
But I'm worried it's because this game is too easy. What can we do here?
That is a common problem. Whenever I play games, Philip, it's always too easy.
Too easy.
All right, what can we do here? I think
it's like trying to play Mason at Fortnite. It's just too easy.
I think
Mason and Fortnite. Yeah.
I think we should get our sprite to move around a little bit. Okay, let's get our sprite to move around. The way we're going to do that is, if we want to control what our code does, we use something called a control structure. So what I would like you to do is I would like you to go to the sidebar and click on this, like, Philip, what would you call that color? I think it's like between orange and yellow.
I'd call it a gold.
Click that golden button. And then the third one down is this block.
Maybe a rusty pumpkin.
Click, that's very fall festive. Click the rusty pumpkin colored button control, and you're going to grab this one that says forever. Now this forever one, you'll see there's this little arrow, and that arrow indicates that this is something called a loop. Give me a thumbs up. I know some of you have coded before, maybe in previous grades. Give me a thumbs up if you've ever heard that coding word loop before. Does anyone know what a loop is? Give me a thumbs up if you've heard the word loop before. Okay.
And if you're used to code.org, that would be the big pink block.
Excellent.
But in Scratch, it's gold.
Yeah. So this is something called a loop, or sometimes we call it a repeat loop. And what it does is whatever you put inside of it is going to keep repeating forever. So what I'd like my sprite to do is move around all over the place. Philip, do you spot on this list of options over here something where we might find the stuff that makes our sprite move?
Yeah, I think you got to look at the motion.
Aha, yes.
The
Do
motion.
the sprite motion. We are going to go into motion, click the blue dot up here, and we're going to grab this one, go to random position. And I'm going to just grab that block and put it inside my forever loop. So once again, I'm going to motion, grab this one that says go to random position. It should be the fourth one down. And we're going to put it inside the forever loop. So now when I click the green flag to start the game, my sprite score should get set to 0. And then forever, it's going to start going to a random position. I'd like everyone to test their game once they have that by hitting the green flag and see what happens.
Then put the reaction that you best exemplifies what's happening to your sprite.
Yeah, after you hit the green flag to see what happens, yes, give us a reaction. What's going on with your sprite?
Yeah, a lot of surprised faces here.
Some laughing too.
There you go, yeah.
Yeah.
This game just got a whole lot harder.
If I show you, whoa, can I even score any points like this? I'm trying. Let's see if I can score even a single point. Oh, I got one. Yes, the sprite is moving around like crazy, and that's because it's forever going to a random position. If I want it to go a little bit slower, I need to add something called a wait block. Once again, I'm going to go into control, that rusty pumpkin color, and I'm going to grab the first block out of control, the one that says wait 1 second. I'm going to grab that block and put it inside my forever loop underneath where it says go to random position. And now when I try the game, now the sprite moves much more slowly. It still goes to a random position, but it's much slower, not quite so crazy. Okay. I know I just added like 3 whole blocks there, so I'm going to give everyone a second to get caught up with that. And while we're waiting, give me a thumbs up if your game is now working just like mine. I'll leave my code up on the screen so you can check your screen against mine and let me know if yours is working by giving a thumbs up.
That's right. While we're seeing those come in and everyone has a chance to catch up, I will say Zoe is saying that her game is going super fast. Same as Nicole.
Okay.
A bunch of people saying they crashed out. It was just going too fast.
Yeah.
And a few people applauded you for getting your single point. They doubted you.
Thank you.
You
yes.
proved them wrong. So that was good.
Thank you, everyone. Yeah, 1 is my favorite number, so my 1 point.
You know what? 1 is the loneliest number.
Ugh. Beatles reference for all of these folks who remember the Beatles.
Oh, your parents or your grandparents, they'll love it.
All right, let's try that again. If you're already ready, you can just be practicing your game while you wait for all of your classmates to get caught up. Or, better yet, go help a friend who isn't sure what to do next. I'm going to give it a few more seconds before we run round 2 of our friendly competition, this time with movement.
All right. This is interesting. Colton, he customized his game a little bit. Instead of waiting 1 second, he went into the wait block and made it half a second.
Oh, excellent. So what would that be as a decimal? Like 0.5?
0.5. That's right. Just how Colton did it. And that, once again, makes it a little bit trickier.
I think that is
but
too
Colton,
fast
that was
for
a way
me
to customize that. That's really smart.
And my poor reaction time. But what if I try making it like what if I do like 0.8 seconds or something like that?
Yeah, there you go. Maybe a happy medium.
Oh yeah, that's better for me. Okay. So that's a great customization you can make. Or if you thought 1 second was too hard still, you could make it like 1.5 seconds, 1.5.
Yeah. Zoe said that she did 0.8. So there you go.
Excellent. Good job, Zoe.
All
okay.
Right. What's our next step here, David?
I think it's time for us to test our game again and play a little friendly competition, part 2. So for fairness, I set mine to 1. If you want your game to be harder, you can set it to less than 1. If you want it to be easier, set it to more than 1. But what we're going to do is, once again, when I say go, I want you to hit the green flag to start your game. I'm going to give you 10 seconds to get as many clicks as you can. And then I'm going to ask you to share through the Q&A how many points you got. Are you ready to go, Philip?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. On your mark, get set, go. Green flag, and start scoring some points. All right, give you 5 more seconds, everyone. 3, 2, 1, and stop. All right, hit that stop sign to end your game. Hands off your computer. And let us know in the Q&A, how many points did you get this time?
Yeah, I not nearly as well. I managed to get 17 though.
Ooh, I got 30 here, and let's see what our students
Whoa.
did.
Caden coming off the top rope with 32. Rib said 660,000.
Wow,
I
that's
think
impressive.
she may be exaggerating. Ada, Jack got 13. There you go. Yeah, lots of great scores here. Oh, some more posts. Piper got 141, Isabel 28, Mason 37. And that's the thing. It all kind of depends on how fast you had your sprite moving. The goal is not to make an easy game that you can get a lot of points on. The goal is to make a very fun game. You want to get that right level of challenge.
That's a great point. Okay. So with that in mind, I'll change mine to 0.8. That was sort of my happy sweet spot that I liked. And I think we're ready to move on to the next step, which is when I'm playing a game like this, you'll notice that this repeat loop, it says repeat forever. Now, Philip, I don't know about you, but I don't have time to play a game forever.
No.
Just like your favorite sport of volleyball, I would like it to end at some point. The way that we will make it end is by adding in something called a conditional statement. Ooh. What is a conditional statement? Well, the way that we find them in Scratch here is if you go to Control, the tab on the left again, you're going to grab this one. It should be the fourth one down, and it says if, and then there's a blank, then. We're going to grab that block, and we're going to add it underneath where it says change score by 1. So again, we went to Control, we went to the fourth one down, if blank then, we grabbed it, and we brought it out under where it said change score 1. The next thing we need to do is we need to fill in this little blank, this hole in our if blank then. We're going to fill it in with something called an operator. So Philip, do you see the spot for operators on the screen here?
Yeah, it's the mean green machine.
There we go. We're going to click on the green dot that says operators. We are going to grab this one that says blank equals 50. I'm going to grab that. I'm going to put it into the hole where it looks like it fits. So if blank equals 50. Now, what is the thing that we've been keeping track of, the number we've been keeping track of? Well, that's just our score. Our score, if we remember back to earlier, is the type of variable. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the orange dot that says variables. I'm going to click that, and then I'm going to grab this little sort of oval that says score. I'm going to drag that and put it into my spot there. So if score equals 50. Philip, when we did this last time, you noticed that score equals 50. It took forever for us to actually get there. So what should we set our target to instead today?
Let's say 15.
Okay, I love it. Okay, so we will set our target score to be equal to 15. Now, I know I just added like 3 blocks at once there, so I'm going to give you a few seconds to get caught up. So once again, the way that we find these 3 blocks is that if blank then is from Control. Then I went to operators, and I grabbed this one that says blank equals 50. And finally, I went to variables, and I grabbed the one that said score. And I put together something just like this. Now, don't worry if this doesn't do anything yet, because as you can see, so far the statement is empty. We haven't told it what to do if the score equals 15. But I just want to give everyone a second to get their code looking like mine.
Yeah. Just as people catch up, we did have a question in the chat.
Excellent. Let's hear it.
Saying, hey, are you guys from Canada?
Oh.
And I can do you one better than that. Dave and I are actually both from Kincardine, and we're coming to you from our office in Port Elgin. So we're local. We're in Bruce and Grey County.
Yes.
All right. Now that we have those 4 blocks,
yep.
What I think we're interested in doing is filling in that like conditional sandwich. So if score equals 15, then what?
That is a great question. Then I think we should end our game by having our sprite disappear so we can't score any more points. And then we want to stop our code. So first, let's make our sprite disappear. Now, the way that our sprite looks, for example, is it there or is it not? We do that by clicking on the Looks tab. So go up here to the purple dot that says Looks. And you're going to have to scroll way down in Looks to find the one that says Hide.
Ooh.
We're going to put the hide block in there. Does anyone see Philip? Did Philip hide? Uh-oh. There he is. He's gone. We have the hide block, and now finally, we're going to want our game to end. The way that we make our code end in Scratch is if you go back into Control on the left here, you're going to find this block. Scroll down, the one that says Stop All. You're going to grab that, and you're going to put it inside your conditional statement after the block that says hide. So now it says, if the score is equal to 15, then you're going to hide your sprite, and you're going to stop all of your code. Okay. What do you think, Philip? Should we test it out and see what happens?
I think we're ready to test for sure.
Okay. I will click my green flag, restart my game. You can see I'm scoring points. Oh, this game is too hard for me even. Maybe I have to make my wait time longer. And then I get to the 15 points, and suddenly my sprite has disappeared and my code has ended. Perfect.
It's gone.
I'll let everyone try that out for themselves. Give us a thumbs up if it's working, or you can give us a surprise face if you're having some sort of problem.
All right, lots of thumbs up. I like that. Ooh, couple surprises. I think I know what these surprises are about, David.
I was going to say, if I could react, I can react. I'm going to do the surprise face as well, because I noticed that there is a problem here. Is when I hit the green flag to start a new game, my hippo has disappeared. I actually have a question for all of you. Why is the hippo disappeared when I try to start the game again? And that might resolve some of your surprise faces. So if I open up another poll question here, let's see if I can go 4 for 4 on my polls actually working. Ah, here it is. I'm going to launch my next question. So try to answer my poll question here. What's the problem? Why did my sprite disappear? Do you think it is A, the sprite is shy, B, you need to add a show block at the start, or C, there's no way to fix it, we're cooked? Philip, I'll let you answer the question as well in the chat and see if you could read out for me the responses. What do we think? What's the problem?
Oh, yeah. So that's great. 12% thinks your hippo's just shy. And do you know what? I've been there. 59 saying that we need to add a show block back at the start, which would make sense. We do a hide, then we got a show. And 34% said, we're done. We can't fix this. We are cooked.
Okay. Well, let's try Philip's idea before we decide that we're cooked. So let's go to Looks, the purple dot, and we'll go down to our option here that says Show, and I'm going to put it at the start of my game. So at the end of the game, the sprite hides, and then at the start of the next game, the sprite shows. Let's try that out. Hey, we weren't cooked, chat. We did successfully fix our game.
Boom. That's really good. I know Lily and Anna, you were in the chat. You were asking really good questions. I hope that answered that. Yeah, so that's really good. Also, really good use of the chat. I appreciate that. Couple other questions in the chat that I think we could deal with, maybe one at a time. Anna, David.
Yep.
Anna is asking, how do we make it say like you win or game over at the end?
Excellent. I think that's what we should do next. I'm going to move ahead and actually just do that. So I don't want my hippo to say game over, you win. I'm going to add a new character to say that for me. So we are going to add another sprite. So if you go to that same cat with a plus sign down here, choose a sprite. We're going to add another sprite. This one is going to be the one that says you win. The way I'm going to do that is I'll click that and I will choose a sprite. And I'll let you choose one too, Philip, for your own.
Oh, yeah.
Who do I like here? Oh, yeah, I have a hippo. Maybe I'll add an elephant in with my hippo. Okay, I'll put my elephant in my little chicken coop there. Elephant coop, I guess. And now you'll see that there's no code for the elephant. And that's because I haven't told the elephant what to do. If I click back here on my hippo again, I could still see all of my hippo code. And the way that you can tell which sprite's code you're in is up here. It does a little image of which sprite you're coding. So what I need to do is I need my hippo to tell the elephant when the game is over. The way that I do that is using something in Scratch called a broadcast message. And we can find those in events. So what I'd like you to do is I would like you to click on the yellow dot that says event. And you're going to scroll down and find this block that says broadcast message 1. I'm going to click and drag that. I'm going to add it into my control structure, into my conditional statement, underneath where it says hide. And I'm going to change the message to say something. Instead of message 1, I'm just going to call this game over. Now, these words game over aren't actually going to appear anywhere in my game, but it's just a way for me to keep track of these little broadcast messages that are being sent within my game. So now, when I've reached the score of 15, the hippo is going to send the secret message called game over. What I need to do, though, is I need my elephant to receive that secret message. So I will go back into my code for elephant by clicking on the elephant down here at the bottom. And I'm going to, in events, grab this block that says when I receive game over. I'm going to click that and drag it out into my code. Next, I'm going to make it say something. So I will go to here where it says looks, and I'm going to grab this one that says say hello and add it right there. So now when the game ends, the hippo is going to send this secret game over message to my elephant, and my elephant is going to say something. Philip, what do you think I should make my elephant say?
Your elephant?
Yeah.
I would make do you want to keep it simple? Just say wiener.
Like winner?
Yeah, wiener.
Oh, you're saying it, but with like
That's with an
accent.
Elefanti accent.
Yeah,
That's the key.
The Elefanti accent. I hear you now. All right, so I'll say that. Winner.
Winner.
So now I should have this situation where I can test it out again, clicking on my hippo to score points. And then when I get to 15 points, my elephant says winner. There you go. I hope that answers your question about how to get that winner message. You might notice right now, though, that when I'm playing my game, my elephant is always on the screen. If I don't want my elephant to always be on the screen like that, all I need to do is I need to go into my code for my elephant. I need to add a when green flag clicked block. I will add a hide block. So that means when I start the game, the elephant disappears. And then, Philip, when do I want my elephant to show back up?
When it receives the broadcast message.
There we go. So I will add that like that. Now, I know I just added a bunch of blocks at once. Let me give you a second to get caught up. Let me leave that up on the screen here.
Yeah,
and while you do
we
that,
had a couple people asking particularly, can you go back to the elephant part?
Yeah, of course. Okay, So again, here I am for my code on the elephant. So if I want to add a sprite to say, you won, congratulations, winner, what I first need to do is I need to choose who that sprite's going to be. So we went to choose a sprite, and that's when I picked the elephant. When you pick a new sprite, you'll notice that its code is completely blank. So I had to add this new code. And then the only thing I had to add to my hippo sprite is in my hippo sprite, I had to go to events, and I had to grab one of these blocks that says broadcast. And I put it into my code for my hippo right under where it said hide. Then I opened up my code for my elephant and I added these 5 blocks. So I'm going to leave the elephant code up on the screen for a while to let you see all that. Of course, it doesn't have to be an elephant. It could be whatever sprite you chose to be your second sprite. I'm going to leave that up on the screen for a little bit. While I have that on the screen, I'll ask Philip to read out, is there any other questions or comments coming through in the Q&A?
No more questions. I did have a comment from 2 people, and I'm disturbed by it.
Oh,
They said, hey, I asked someone in my class, and they said, do it yourself. And I want to say, coding's a team sport. We got to get through this thing together. So if someone asks you for help and you know how to do it, lend a hand.
that is a great point, Philip.
So we do only have about 5 minutes left. So there's a few things we want to go over to talk about what's going to happen next, because we have 4 weeks that we got to get through a whole bunch of stuff. 3 classes, but then like 4 weeks of stuff. So, David, while people are catching up here and they can still see your code, can you kind of chat about what's going to happen next?
Yes, I absolutely can do that. So I'm going to actually stop sharing my code for a second. I will bring it back up, though, at the end of the class. So if you need to look at this again, don't worry, it will come back up. I'm just going to stop sharing this screen. And that's because I want to bring up my next screen, which is, ooh, Philip, do you hear that theme music playing?
Oh,
I think it's time for your poem of the day. All right, Philip, what is today's poem of the day?
all right. So glad you asked. Can we spotlight me here? Oh,
Okay.
I am ready. I'm a big fan of poems. It helps us remember things. So this is today's poem of the day. Play a new game if you're bored, but making your own game is better. Remember to enter a max score, or your game will go on forever, ever, ever. And that has been your poem of the day.
Excellent. Thank you, Philip, for sharing. We will be having a poem every day. And speaking of days and today, let's quickly recap some things we learned about today. We learned some basics of how to make a project in Scratch. We learned how to use these things called control structures. So we used a forever loop. We used this thing called a conditional statement, if blank then. And finally, we sent some of these things called broadcast messages, these secret invisible messages between sprites. But going forward, what we're going to be doing is we've just finished our first webinar that we're going to do together. We made a clicker game together. Now, this is a note, especially for the teachers. After each one of our webinars, so later today, I'm going to send you out instructions for how to do an offline activity with your class. Now, this is an activity that teaches everyone about coding, but doesn't require computers. The first offline activity is called Mystery Drawings, and in it, Your students are going to have to practice giving very clear, specific instructions to each other, the same way that we would when we're coding a computer. Next week, we'll do another webinar together, same time, same place. We're going to be making a different type of game called a catcher game. And then we're going to repeat that pattern of doing a webinar, then an offline activity, a webinar, offline activity, until finally the program concludes with a final project where you, dear students, will be coding your own animated short movie. By short, I mean very short. It will be like 10 seconds to a minute long. And a very final way that we will wrap up just before our winter holidays is we are going to be hosting our inaugural Scratch Film Festival. And that is whatever short film you make during your final project, you can submit those to us, to me, and to Philip. And Philip and I are going to have a very tough day where we have to watch all of your beautiful animations and decide on some winners. So that's
We're eating so much popcorn that day.
That's a preview of what we have to look forward to. All right. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Philip.
Oh, just a couple things to add to that, actually. One, we had a couple people ask how to save their work. So, David, if you could go back and show us that would be great.
Yeah.
Also, teachers, as you're doing your offline activities, if you can take some pictures or some video of you guys doing it, we will actually lead off next week with a compilation of teachers who are leading this lesson for our little midweek coding-a-thon. So if you want to do that, that's great. Also, classes, we want to hear from you. So as you are doing these things, as you make the games, or especially this final film festival, we want to celebrate your work and we want to show everybody else and say, look at all the great job we're doing. So make sure we're sending those in. To do that, you got to save your work. So David, how do we show our work?
Yeah, you brought that segue around perfectly at the end there, Philip. Yeah, so if you are logged into your Scratch account, you'll see your username in the top corner. And just beside it, it says Save Now. Now, if you're logged into your Scratch account and connected to the internet, it will save automatically every few minutes. But if you see a Save Now button, that means that it hasn't saved what you did last, so you should click it to save. Right now, there's no button, and that means everything I've done has been saved. But if I start dragging things around, now it's not saved. I'll have to hit Save Now again. If you are not logged into your Scratch account, unfortunately, that means you won't be able to save it through your account, but you could still save a copy to your computer by clicking Save to your computer. As long as you use the same computer next time, the next time you open your computer, you'll be able to click this button that says Load from your computer, and you can open your Scratch games that way. Unfortunately, that requires you to be using exactly the same computer every time, which is why we recommend that you create a Scratch account so that your games get saved to your folder. So now that I've saved it, if I click on my file folder here at the top, I'll be able to see it as one of the games that I created. Here it is, Flying Hippo Farm. When I click to open it, there's my game again. I can click See Inside, and I'm right back to where I was. So I hope that answers everyone's question on how to save their game.
Absolutely. Well, I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who came today, especially those who were really active in the chat, in the Q&As. I got to hear from a lot of you guys, people asking, hey, how was your day? Not even about coding, just want to get to know us, which we love. So that was good. My day was great because I'm coding. Why did we use Scratch? Scratch is actually incredibly powerful. We can make some really, really cool stuff with this. And that's what we're going to be doing in the next few weeks. So once again, a big thank you. All the teachers, keep an eye out. We'll be sending you your midweek activity, and we'll see you all here next week. All right. Thanks, guys.
Bye, everyone.